There are moments when we suddenly realize we've been changing for some time. Nothing dramatic could happen that particular day. Life simply reaches a point where we notice we're responding differently, making different decisions, or caring about different things than we would have a few months ago. Growth often feels like that. It isn't always obvious when it's happening. We usually recognize it when we pause long enough to look back. This week offers one of those opportunities. Hello and welcome to Astrology. My name is Mariana. Each week we look at the astronomical events that are shaping the days ahead and explore how they fit into the larger rhythms of our lives. Rather than treating astrology as prediction here, we approach it as a way of understanding the cosmic cycles and how periods of growth, challenge, rest, creativity, and reflection naturally unfold over time. This forecast will cover the last week of July 2026, which runs through July 27th through to August 2nd. I feel like the theme is the harvest begins. Throughout July, we've been following a gradual progression. The month opened by asking whether our authentic confidence could grow from emotional honesty. From there, Cancer season helped to strengthen the emotional foundations beneath that confidence before Leo season invites us into beginning to express more openly. And now, as the month is about to close, we arrive at the first opportunity to see what that process has actually produced. Today, Monday, July 27th, we have a few aspects going on, and it's pretty loud. The sun is in Leo opposite Pluto in Aquarius, and one of the interesting things about the Leo and Aquarius axis is that neither of them exists very comfortably without the other. Leo develops individuality, while Aquarius reminds us that individuality always exists within larger community. So as the sun opposes Pluto today, questions around influence, leadership, responsibility, and participation naturally come into focus. We might find ourselves thinking about where we belong, what we have to contribute, or how our own choices ripple outward into relationships, organizations, and communities. It's during times like this that we discover who we are by considering what it is that we're helping to create around us. In addition to that, we also have the sun in Leo trining Neptune in Aries. And this is going to help to soften that reflection a little bit. This aspect connects creativity with imagination and purpose. So ideas could feel less forced. Inspiration could become easier to recognize. Our creative work, meaningful conversations, or moments of quiet intuition may all carry a little bit more depth today than they otherwise would. However, this is helping us to understand that not every insight comes through analysis. Sometimes clarity arrives through resonance. And that brings me to the third aspect that we have coming through today. And this is again Sun in Leo. And this time it's sextiling Uranus in Gemini. So yes, the sun is activating and being activated by all three generational planets today. It is certainly a big oomph. And it's also the start of the Lionsgate portal. We have the star Sirius rising high in the sky, and this runs from July 27th through to August 12th. The peak is on 8/8, and that's known as Lionsgate. And we will start to feel the energies picking up. But given that the sun in Leo, where we have Sirius rising in the sky at this time of year, is being triggered by all of the generational planets, that's kind of telling me that this Lionsgate is significant and that it can be used for things that will be far reaching, far beyond our own personal hopes and dreams to connect us to the collective. And so I'm really kind of excited to see what comes through. Anyway, back to Uranus and Gemini being sextile by the sun in Leo. This final aspect of the day is going to introduce some movement. We might have some unexpected conversations. Maybe there's new information coming through. We could be changing our perspectives. We could find some innovative solutions, and all of this could emerge under Uranus's influence being triggered by the sun. This planet has a way of reminding us that confidence doesn't always require certainty, that really it simply requires enough openness to continue learning. So yeah, let me know, drop a comment. What's coming through for you today? And does it feel related to the Lionsgate portal at all? Now, we do get a bit of a break to integrate some of this tomorrow, but then on Wednesday, July 29th, we will have a few more aspects coming through. The first I'd like to mention is Venus will be in Virgo squaring Mars in Gemini. This is going to shift our attention towards relationships, communication, and potentially collaboration. Venus in Virgo naturally looks for practical ways to care for people and improve situations. She's very comfortable here. This is one of the signs that she rules. However, Mars in Gemini is going to prefer momentum, ideas, and adaptability. Of course, neither approach is wrong, but they don't always move at the same speed. So if conversations become slightly tense or our priorities seem misaligned come midweek, it may simply be revealing different approaches rather than indicating some sort of disagreement or incompatibility. So I would encourage listening more carefully, because that might accomplish far more than trying to win at the discussion. Also on Wednesday, we see the sun conjuncting Jupiter in Leo. And this is going to be one of the brightest moments of the entire month, coming in here at the end, but last but not least, right? Jupiter is magnifying whatever it touches, and together with the sun in Leo, it's naturally expanding confidence, generosity, creativity, optimism, and visibility. After everything that July has explored, from vulnerability to emotional integration and authentic participation, this conjunction will likely feel like a reward and maybe confirmation of what we've been learning and growing through. Regardless, we can find that confidence really becomes easier to express when we've spent time building something real beneath it. Imagine that. Finally, on Wednesday, we also have our full moon in Aquarius. Every full moon is bringing something into clearer view. And this one is going to be shining the light on the relationship between individual expression and collective contribution. Are you picking up on a theme? It's just like hitting it home again and again this week. Throughout Leo season, we've really explored the importance of showing up authentically, and Aquarius helps to widen that frame. Our creativity influences other people. Our leadership affects communities. Our participation becomes part of something larger than ourselves. So the questions are going to kind of be shifting from what do I want to express to what becomes possible because I choose to participate. Now, if any of these things sound interesting to you and you want to kind of explore them on your own from a more cultural climate lens than the traditional personality-focused modern astrology, you can head on over to my app. It's absolutely free to use. It's the Onescent Dial, and you'll find it at dial.onescence.com. Because one of my favorite things about astrology is really noticing how these larger patterns show up in ordinary moments throughout the week. And if you enjoy following the rhythm of transits as they unfold day by day, that's exactly what this app was for. It offers a living companion for each of these forecasts in the moment, and it helps you to experience the cycles as they're happening rather than just tuning in once a week. So go check it out if you're interested. Now, we also get another break for integration on Thursday, but on Friday, August 1st, we are going to be having one of the fire festivals of the Wheel of the Year. This is known as Lammas or Lammas, and it is the summer harvest or the first harvest. It's beautiful that this final week of July, as well as the beginning of next month, August, is coming forward with this beautiful festival and turning the wheel in a way that is celebratory and illuminating. It's a beautiful seasonal reminder that harvest doesn't necessarily begin after all the work is finished. It begins even while the fields are still growing. Farmers and agrarian societies have understood this rhythm for a long time. The first harvest isn't the end of summer. It's simply the first opportunity to recognize that months of quiet care have begun producing something tangible for us. That makes Lammas a fitting companion to this week's Aquarius Full Moon, too. July has invited us in to become more authentic, and Lammas is inviting us all to notice what that authenticity has already begun creating in our lives. Our gratitude often grows most naturally when we stop long enough to recognize the harvests that are already underway. Now, looking back across July, it's really striking to me how patiently the month has unfolded. It didn't rush towards confidence. It began with vulnerability. It strengthened our emotional foundations. It encouraged thoughtful participation, especially with that Mercury retrograde through Cancer. And now, as July gives way to August, those experiences can begin settling into something that we can actually live. August will not ask us to become someone new, but I think it's going to ask us to care for what we've already begun growing. Now, if you'd like to continue the journey and today's forecast resonated with you, I'd encourage you to go ahead and check out my website, onescence.com. That's onescence.com. There you'll find links to all of the socials where you can get daily updates, as well as a lot of free resources, both on astrology as well as the Wheel of the Year. So if you're curious about Lammas at all, we'll have some fun articles popping up through there all throughout this week to help you prepare and celebrate this wonderful summer harvest season. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for being a part of this with me, for sharing some of your time with me. I really hope that this forecast gives you a little more context for the days ahead and maybe inspires a little more curiosity about the patterns that are already unfolding all around us. Until next time, please take good care of yourself, and I will see you next week for August's monthly forecast. Take care. Blessed be.